bit too high against Viper Deft in the bottom lane. That's scary.
Because, as mentioned, he has a scary pool of characters.
And as far as like players that really do cross roles, you would say that Viper is definitely one of them. Of course, when he was on Griffin with Chovy, they were very scary because of these gigantic champion pools that were very eclectic in those times. And he was the king of the awesome dude meta. So we'll just have to see what he's going to be playing. Already, the Aatrox has been taken away. Gumayusi getting some nightmares from that game 3 days ago. We're going to see the Kalista banned away as well. And of course, these bans on the red side that we're seeing from Team Mid may actually mimic what we saw from Team Jungle against Team Support, which is a bit weird.
As the Clozer respect ban for aiming is like, guys, no.
I mean, that's Clozer and Chovy. That's a 2-for-1 special.
It's a double deal, but I'm telling you, that was aiming. I was like, guys, I will not get solo killed, but if Clozer gets Aurelia, I cannot guarantee that. And it is going to be, as Deft already mentioned, loves playing Lucian. Not going to be allowed to have that. Varus wouldn't surprise me as well. And now with 2 games in a row, might be looking at triple 80 carry bans. This is an interesting one, though. Tristana definitely has fallen in priority compared to where she was last summer, when she was arguably the best mid laner that we had. Incredible prior, really tough to deal with. And it is indeed the Varus that gets taken away or so. The power pick 80 carries being taken away. Because if you're Karis and BDD are you're just looking to play it safe as aiming, it's like, get me LeBlanc.
Yeah.
It's impossible to die on this champion. I need the safety.
Well, it is an interesting one. We'll see how aiming is going to do on the champion. If indeed he is going to be playing it, who knows? Viper could be busting out his world-famous support LeBlanc here for the first time. Set being hovered. We're not entirely sure where that's going to go, but there's Cassante, of course, a Chovy favorite, but not exactly one that is all that inspiring as far as super fun matchups. Could be going to Clozer, though. See what Faker is going to be locking in, either for a teammate or himself. I think everyone kind of wants the Lee Sin just to be locked right here. We'll see what he does do.
I want Yi.
Yeah.
Give me the Yi.
Would that impact his almost 100% win rate on Master Yi to this day? Well, that's a Yasuo. All right, well, now we don't necessarily know exactly where that Yasuo is going. Could, of course, be top mid bot lane, in theory, depending on matchup.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of intel here. The most obvious to me would be Clozer. He does love his melee aggressive champions. The main reason why I say naturally you'd expect that is because I could also see it as a bot lane 2v2. Although we have seen this being pulled out a lot, has not been super successful. Maybe, you know, add a Gragas to it. At least something that can provide a reliable way to proc that ultimate. Lee and LeBlanc, though, gonna be really big here for aiming and Peyz. A lot of power. As Guma's like, guys, I don't want to play this game. And Chovy.
Look at the fun and interactive top lane that we have.
Look at that.
I'm glad we hyped it up before the draft, because hyping it up now is going to be really difficult.
No, but you don't get it. Think about how much grasp that.
And that's probably also Viper playing Scion bot lane. That is a very good point. Inspired by MVP Max from all those years ago, who got a quadra-kill on support Scion.
Would you remember MVP Max as much as you do if his name wasn't Max?
Absolutely. Did you see that guy play? He was incredible.
As Gragas does get locked in here. And that could be Faker playing Gragas in the jungle, because obviously...
The Gragas Yasuo? But that could be the bottom lane. Yeah.
Remember when Faker played Gragas mid and then everyone played it and he just stopped playing it and everyone didn't really make it...
Yeah, he's like, this isn't cool anymore, guys.
Good times. As we just continue, because it goes both ways, right? Because you could be like, okay, so we ban out a lot of the AD carries so that they don't get the power picks. But like, if Deft ends up locking in Jinx, is he sad?
No, I don't think so.
I don't. Although to be fair,
Pogmore also?
Playing Jinx or any immobile AD carry into Gragas Yasuo,
yeah, it doesn't seem fun.
That does sound like a really bad time.
Well, last ban is going to be the Draven. Has been a relatively recent favorite of Deft's. And now one final ban here from Team AD Carry. Let's ban another one. Let's just ban another one. And then, like, Team AD Carry plays mages in the bottom lane. And we're all like, what the heck is going on here? That would be pretty perfect, wouldn't it? If the one team that's made up of only bot laners plays a team that doesn't have an AD carry champion.
They just slammed Talia Pantheon.
Oh my goodness, they actually banned the Azir. Of course, Clozer is a Azir player, but I think all of us are thinking, wow, they banned support Azir from BDD.
He would.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, Karis considering some options here. Of course, there are still a fair few left up and available. The Xayah, the consideration. Kaisa makes a bit of sense to me because she did have a bit of a stint where she was played in mid lane.
Xayah Rakan.
That is going to be Rakan. Yeah, possibly
okay.
Xayah.
BDD gonna be playing the Rakan here.
The amount of setup for Yasuo,
I know,
kind of absurd right now.
And also now psyching Team AD carry into picking the Xayah here, right? You don't want to. You don't want to play into a Xayah Rakan bot lane. Definitely very obnoxious.
Is Viper going to play his famous Teemo?
I'm willing to say no.
He is one of the only players in LCK history to play Teemo on purpose.
Yeah, but
that's a cow.
He's a support. He's a support.
Who, you know, it could work.
Just max blind and pray.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's been done before. It wasn't. It probably wasn't good.
Okay, Karis.
And some Ophelia.
As a mid laner.
Consideration.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yes.
I like that more.
I also really like Ezreal in the composition, just in general.
Yeah, because
you're self-sufficient.
Yeah, I don't love Ezreal as a champion. He feels to me like unless you really play on the edge and you're a bit of a maniac, he doesn't really have that big of an impact. But at the same time, as you point out, within this composition, very self-sufficient in lane, also doesn't need anyone else because with this you're going to be diving, right? It's Yasuo, it's Rakan, it's Gragas. You're going to be playing very aggressively towards Deft, who has one R button, and outside of that is going to have to deal with all that that gets thrown at him. And Karis just gets to play on the outskirts of the fight. Now, the one thing I would be scared of if I am team mid is that the moment I fall behind, my composition does not work because I'm playing into Xayah, Sion, and Alistar. So I need to get going early, and then you can blow out the game, I think, very early. If you can deal with that mid-jungle 2v2, the Lee LeBlanc, definitely a combo that you have to respect. Because if this goes to late, I think Team Bot not going to be feeling too bad.
No, I could imagine that as well. Just as a little bit of an aside, if this was a regular game and Karis had put a lot of time into playing all of the AD carries possible, could you imagine the Neela angle that was?
Oh, wow. God, yeah.
Kind of absurd.
Man, if only he DM'd Jiwoo.
I know, he should have had a chat to him. Yeah. But you can't have everything. Team Bot with a pretty well-rounded composition by the looks of things. Have to see how it does go. Chovy on one of his all-time favorites, though, and Faker playing the Gragas alongside Clozer. Of course, they were teammates. There might be some residual synergy there, which Gragas Yasuo does require. Faker kind of relied upon in this particular game for a lot of the magic damage, as we have a little bit of a pause to start things off. Faker having what looks to be a great time at this point. He forgot to take Smite. An understandable mistake for a mid laner to make, and that's why he was a little bit red in the face when we did pan the camera over.
Yeah.
Oh no!
The moment I saw the grin, I'm like,
yeah, it's
got to be something like that.
Yeah.
It can't be, or he's like has default runes. You know, he's playing Comet.
Yeah.
It's got to be something
he's
like that.
All right, it's okay. I can ignite the camp. No, not anymore.
It's gonna quickly run through it again now that everything has been locked in. Should be happening momentarily. You know what this does? This builds the suspense.
The tension.
Atlas. The
exactly.
tension. Unbearable.
Oh, I can't wait to see this top lane matchup. Sion versus Cassante. Is this the first time we've ever seen this matchup, Chronicle?
I really would not. I would like to refrain from going into it too much because it is
I haven't seen it at all this year. Like this whole year, I haven't seen it.
We're having such a good. We're having such a good time. Why you have to go? Why you have to go and make me mad? We're doing a for fun tournament. We're not casting for real yet.
Because you tilt me. You're so much better when you're mad, yeah, Chronicle. You know that.
I don't want to be. I was having such a good time. I had a break. It was wonderful. That joke was so bad.
Yeah, I know. But, you know, what can you do? It's what you have to do at the beginning of the season, all right?
I know.
And it's a pause. It's the time for it. And this person came from Busan to see Faker And she got to see him also not take smite as a jungler, which is kind of cool, you know? There's only so many times you can do that.
And that's historical. That's probably the only time that is ever going to happen.
Exactly.
In the history of League of Legends.
Although, to be perfectly honest, I feel like every game Faker plays, he doesn't take smite.
Yeah, but this one he was supposed to. That's the big difference.
Yep.
You gotta smite. To dismay.
Alright, we get the Faker reaction cam. Or the bot lane reaction. I really like Viper's reaction. No way we're remaking. It's not happening. But they, in fact, they did. The fact that Viper saw it immediately and just lost his mind, that was fantastic. Get a bit of a zoom in onto Gumayusi.
I didn't see who it was, but someone else typed zzz.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
It might have been Deft, because he was the most quiet one, so maybe he was
he immediately said sorry in caps. He was very, very apologetic. And I think Guma was like, ah.
He was like, mid laners get it together, or something like that.
Yeah.
But they're getting it together now, as we are rushing through this draft and getting back into the game, double checking that Faker is indeed going to have a smite this time around. And this is going to be an interesting one, because I feel like what we saw last game was a case of jungle really taking over, and that it was difficult for support to really do anything after that stage. But now we've got Faker versus Peyz. Not exactly a jungle matchup that we're used to seeing. And could be a bit of fun.
It's interesting because we talked about the junglers and how hard it should be theoretically for them to try and match other teams and other players rather in lane. But it also goes the other way around. As far as any other role goes, trying to slot into jungle and understanding on a role that on a fundamental level is so different from anything else in League, and the way that you path, where you need to plan your turns ahead. It really doesn't work well, I think, for anyone to try and play jungle. So maybe that alone is enough. And as everyone in solo queue knows, better jungle wins.
Yeah. So when you have 5 better junglers.
Yeah.
I mean, I tweeted this out. I mean, I was just stupid.
You should have seen it
that,
coming. But you were blinded by your love for Beryl. Which
well, no, not blinded by my love for Beryl. Blinded by Beryl and his existence and how it warps the fabric of space and time.
Is that really different than what I said?
Not really. It's just the way that I would say it. But now, I think we're going to check in on what happened on the mid side of things. Let's see Clozer's reaction. So Clozer was the one that found out that he didn't take it. So now he's like pausing it. And then we get the caster reaction cam as well. And yeah. Good guy Clozer finding out immediately so he doesn't waste too much extra time. Maybe if Faker like gets to the camp and he's like halfway through, he's like, I'm trying to smite. Oops. You know? Then that would have been worse. It would have been a fair bit more time that we would have had to deal with. But Clozer finding out immediately, letting Faker know. Faker going a little bit red in the face as he pauses and says, what do we do? We remake it, of course.
To the best of us.
Indeed.
You know, this is a thing. If you play it in solo queue, you automatically get the smite.
Does this say, like now, are we kind of okay with Beryl's relatively lackluster performance? Because at least he took smite.
Not all roads lead to Beryl. Come on. He did take smite.
He did have a really hard time. I'm just trying to redeem him a little bit.
He did play Rammus, which I will really be appreciative for, as Andil actually stuck
Andil's
around,
in the crowd having a watch,
supporting the gang. Although I'm trying to think, I know Dudu's obviously still playing next.
Yep.
We'll see. I'm kind of interested in Team Top as well.
Oh, Team Top is, I mean, Dundun and Dudu at the same time, and it already looks like they have great camaraderie. Very excited to see what Team Top can get done. They are going to be playing next up against Team Jungle. Jungle versus Top just feels like such a poignant matchup. Absolutely fantastic. Love that. Getting some revenge on the junglers that may or may not have ganked for them in the past. But this time around, we're just waiting for the game to load up. I believe we have gotten through Champion Select, having a look at... we're still getting through. We're still getting through. Locking in champions.
Going through it.
Oh, yeah. We actually had another issue with champion select, and so we're remaking
But
the
this one
champion
wasn't
select.
due to a player.
This was not a player's fault, unless it was Peyz that this time forgot to take Smite, because that would be adorable. I'd
also
really
would make
like
for
that.
great symmetry, because now, right now, if you're team AD carry, you got the mental edge already.
Oh yeah,
Straight out the game hasn't even started yet, and you're already there.
But I feel like at the beginning of the tournament, we saw like Faker had pretty unadulterated confidence. You know, like there was nothing really shaking him at that point. So maybe this has helped get them on a level playing field confidence-wise. Because I do think that a lot of people, if you were to see the mid lane roster on paper, you'd be feeling pretty confident with how they would be able to go. And I do like their creative draft as well. Very cool. Gragas Yasuo compositions, one of my all-time favorites. As Chronicler is trying to pull everything off the desk at this point in time while he's having a little bit of a sneak peek what we might be getting into here.
I have security information. We're on the final picks.
Ooh.
So shortly, we should be going in. And this is, again, this is just building the tension. The game that you're about to watch can surely only be incredible.
Oh, yes.
Now, should I hype it up that much after seeing what happened last game?
Oh, absolutely.
No, probably not.
Yes. Yes, you should. That's what we're supposed to do. It doesn't matter about the result of the game. What matters is how excited we are going into the game.
Well, very.
Exactly.
This is gonna be great. There's no way that this is a one-sided stomp like the last game.
No, it can't be. There's absolutely no way. It is only going to be peak League of Legends, amazing
50
moments,
minutes.
mechanical outplays.
Base races.
Oh, yeah.
Baron flips.
Loads of kills, but still extraordinarily close. And demonstrations of what can be utilized on the new Summoner's Rift. We're going to be given buffs to everyone. Void Grub's going to be eliminated. We're going on rides on the Rift Herald over and over again.
We didn't really talk about it that much, but you saw that was actually what Barrel was trying to show us with that level 2 drive-by. Not that you need to gank.
No, he was just demonstrating the Rift for us. He sacrificed his entire jungle path in order to make that one happen for us.
And what a gank it was.
It was absolutely beautiful. Checking it out once again, just a reminder, these are the compositions. Team Bot with Sion, Lee Sin, and LeBlanc big core towards that top side with Alistair, Xayah in the bottom lane. And Team Mid with a classic Gragas Yasuo style composition with a burly Cassante up there towards the top side. With Chovy piloting it, that is very scary. Karis on the Ezreal as well has been utilized in mid in the past. We have to expect that he would have some practice there, and BDD rocking the Rakan. See how he's going to do it. Let's hop onto the Rift here for our second game of the day, Mid versus Bot. We almost had fan chance, almost, but we didn't quite get there, and that is absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. Faker, base skin Gragas as per usual, and we're no strangers to seeing Faker play Gragas. I really liked your Master Yi suggestion because it's been so many years since Faker has played Master Yi. Of course, if you guys weren't playing at the time or just have not been watching League of Legends for over 10 years, AP Yi was a thing back in the day. And Faker did, I wouldn't say abuse it, but he utilized the extraordinary power of that particular pick when it was meta a few times.
Not even the most insane AP. I think AP Sion for me takes the cake.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's the value.
Big win.
Yeah.
He's going to be feeling good about that one. Picks up some early experience. And as mentioned, in top lane, it'll be about who can get the most grasp stacks, and the answer is probably both of them about the same amount.
Well, we'll just have to see. Peyz really trying to make the most of this. Leaves it at 3, knows that it's still going to die. We'll have to see that. And I'm not going to adjudicate Peyz's jungle pathing. I'm just going to assume that he's really good. And BDD taking a little bit of damage here, but of course, Team Bot lane, this is the lane that they feel like they need to win. They already told us, but we could probably assume it. As Viper going to get a bit of a headbutt on to BDD, but Karis and BDD having a pretty good time, of course, with a decent level 1 advantage as Ezreal Rakan.
Yeah, as we have often said, Alistair, level 1, not really a champion. It will take me a while to get over this mid lane turret thing. It feels
it's so weird. Yeah.
It is not. but it feels new. It feels spicy. As Peyz now clearing his way towards bot, might be able to catch Karis and BDD before they actually get the crash in. And so there were basically two approaches that Team Bot could have taken, right? And I think that we saw, and they would have preferred to go for a really aggressive bot lane, flip it early, win just through lane experience, and then run from there. But because of the bans of Team Mid, they went for the opposite direction, which is we have an actual AD carry that if we get to a mid to late game, will win the game for us single-handedly. Right? And I think especially with the sign, with the alley, there's a lot there, but Deft let's take a decent amount of damage here.
Yeah, decent chunk. BDD getting the heal, and that is going to keep him happy. Viper coming on over, clearing out wards. We do have to see, we did just see that Viper set up Deft beautifully for all of those minions. Deft managing to get all of them under turret, which is absolutely fantastic. Peyz looking for a little bit of a gank opportunity. There's the flash forward from Viper. He's taking a lot of damage, but he's still got his foot on the gas. Peyz making his way in. Does get the safeguard. There's the flash forward. Tempest, Cripple, and that's first blood for the young bottom laner. BDD gonna have to flash to get himself out of there, and Bot's already on the board.
Really nicely done there, and this is exactly what I was worried about. Team Mid doesn't actually get the crash there. Deft and Viper are able to keep the wave just in front of their turret without a bounce. Karis and BDD are in danger. They don't really respect. Faker is still clearing. Not as fast with the Gragas, obviously, as Lee is going to be. And the setup here from Viper, really, really nicely done. Means that so much damage is done already. That I think you saw as well, Faker could have roamed here at this point, but they were never going to be able to save Karis.
Yeah, that was a really, really nice Q flash from Viper. Really understanding the ranges beautifully there as well. And of course, bot laners feel a little bit more interchangeable than a lot of other roles. But man, really nicely played there by Viper. And Gumayusi and Chovy. This is the no breaks top lane matchup that we've been looking forward to. As BDD, is that one of the new elixirs that he's picked up? The heck?
Sure. Let me check it out. All the new icons have still thrown me for a bit of a loop, obviously, as mentioned.
Oh yeah.
With thus far not having access to or having access to PvE, but PvE being PvE. Yeah. Comes with its own, especially in Korea. Comes with its own challenges. And right now, with that early kill on Peyz, I think that Team Bot not going to be feeling too bad, especially because, again, I think Team Mid need to build big leads early on. Because if they don't, I think that they're going to have a really, really rough time as Peyz.
The opportunity here as the chain is going to come through. Another Peyz gank looking pretty good here. As aiming looks for it, gets the flash out. Sonic Wave angle was good. Clozer is going to escape, so loses his flash, but not his life as Team Bot continuing the onslaught down here. About 5 CS the advantage with a wave coming in to Team Mid, so it's not a CS difference, but having the extra assist gold onto the bottom lane here for Team Bot, definitely good news as Peyz roaming down. Control Ward here in position. He's now going to be spotted. As Faker knows exactly what's going on. Clozer just doing his best to clear up these minions where he can.
I am a little disappointed in aiming.
Oh, why?
Because it looks like he's building
no. Again.
Yeah, it will never be freed. Might also, though, which is also something that we've seen happen a lot, just be Kerchai's in. No, okay, never mind. No. Like, you know, you go Fleet and Kerchai's for extra early game harassment, but then you just pivot to a more AP heavy build.
I mean, if you are going to accept that someone's going to weave auto attacks, it's probably going to be an AD carry player. As Deft going aggressive, but Faker is here. Great knock-up from BDD as well. The double body slams, gorgeous from Faker. And that is going to mean, oh, Peyz making his way in. They do manage to get a kill back as Viper is now Alcove Gaming, but he gets body slammed and booped to death. Faker now looking for Peyz as well. But Peyz is pretty dangerous, trying to find some Qs here onto BDD. Still manages to connect one, but Resonating Strike is interrupted by the body slam. And Mid on the board as well, evening out the kill score really nicely here.
Really big play there from Faker. Make sure that they trade 2 for 1. Peyz was there, but not quite in time. not able to actually get more done than just trade a single kill. And with that, Team Mid retaking some control. And again, want to reiterate, if they can pick up some Void Grubs here and get Faker ahead, this is a full AD composition from Team Mid outside of the Gragas. So getting him fed would be really big.
Ooh, Q connects, but Karis gets back towards the turret. He'll be absolutely fine as Deft is just farming by himself down here in this bottom lane. A long way for Karis to go. As Gumayusi and Chovy, once again. The top lane exists, guys, but let's have a look at this replay.
And you can see Peyz actually backing there, but thanks to BDD, sets it up. Faker, really nicely done there. The flash body slam to lock them both down. He's able to, at the very least, get a kill. But then here, Viper unable to actually, doesn't have the cooldown yet to cancel the body slam, and then Faker here ensuring that BDD doesn't get tagged. If BDD gets tagged by Q, might actually end up dying. So very nicely done there. Team Bot still with a slight lead, but really important play there to keep Team Mid in the running. And now that ult combo is available.
Yeah, Clozer getting hit by the chain, but does break it. As Distortion was on cooldown for a moment. There it is, the last breath coming down, but aiming, getting towards the turret. Does get the passive as Faker bites the barrel and snipes, aiming, taken down by the Gragas Yasuo combo.
Faker there, cashing in on Clozer, hitting that tornado there, absolutely huge. Really nicely done, because normally it's the other way around. It's the Gragas setting for the Yasuo, but now Faker getting really fed. And again, I want to reiterate, if he gets fed, he's able to build a ton of AP damage. Itemization for Team Bot becomes a little bit awkward. You really don't want to try and build MR. You're playing into a team that is outside of that, mostly focused towards the aggressive or towards AD. And here, Faker doesn't have his flash available. Doesn't matter. That flash, aiming gonna regret that one. Nicely done. And now Team Mid finally in a substantial lead.
Yeah. And really impressive play. And this is sort of exactly how these Gragas Yasuo combinations were played, especially by D plus Kia, or Darm1 at the time, where they were playing most of it, Canyon and Showmaker together. It would be all about trying to build up Canyon as much as possible to make him into that AP carry. They utilize this with Diana, Nidalee, things like that as well, and there are teams that have been doing this for a long time. And Faker is now going to be able to do a whole lot of work here for Team Mid. So looking forward to seeing how Bot are going to try to get themselves back onto the board. Faker looking for some Void Grubs, does already grab quite a few of them. He's just breaking barrels over the top of them.
And as mentioned, if you kill enough of the grubs, you'll be able to summon Void Mites as the dive comes in.
Yeah, they managed to get the knock-up onto Karis. He's trying his best to stand his ground, but that is the feather pullback from Deft. They lock him down. Void Grubs go over to Team Mid, but Team Bot managing to get that dive to work out. Peyz still looking for more headbutt pull from Viper. And BDD going to get flashed on. That is going to be a second kill. Stuck around for a little too long. As now Gumayusi could be in trouble as well, as Chovy looking for an opportunity. Gumayusi is now ghosting, trying to get himself safe, but the knock-up is still going to land the barrel to stop him. And Zombie Scion not going to find any joy as Chovy is going to toy with him. So a bit of a response here by Team Mid.
Not sure what happened there, because Guma was aware, I think, of where Faker was at that point in time, but really nicely done dive here. Really big is that even though they don't actually have minion aggro initially, and even with the double knockup, Viper with his ultimate can tank so much damage so that when they are able to eventually drop the aggro, they've already been able to take down Karis. And I think this is a trade that you take if you are Team Bot. Aiming is also like, yeah, good job, guys.
Yeah.
As Viper did die, he also took the kill, which I think is, you know, as an AD carry, understandable. As an Alistar, probably want to give that to your Lee. Peyz goes in, I'm not sure why.
Safeguard does come through. He just got a little bit annoyed at the wind wall there, because of course it stopped his Q from really doing anything. Yasuo does have some answers into the Lee Sin, you have to say. And you can see that Clozer is having a really good time this game as well. This Yasuo certainly could be getting online pretty soon. Could be pretty scary. We're going to have a look at this again as Gumayusi underneath the turret.
Yeah.
Oh, he's just ulted away.
Yeah.
So that's why he was there. He didn't want to be there. He was just there.
Yeah, as I was about to say, the thing against Cassante is that stuff like this can happen. Unfortunately, not a lot of setup. And the moment that you get dragged through the wall, just no way for you to really survive. And then here, they're trying to look for a possible 2v2, and then instead, yeah, Viper just gets comboed and probably dies. Also used his ultimate again on the great diving bot. That does mean that he gets very easily dealt with as, yeah, now every time that Chovy's gonna dash in, Gumayusi's gonna be like, oh no.
Yeah.
Gotta respect. One of the big players that benefited from everything that's been happening though has been Deft, because he died once, but outside of that has been able to farm, been able to pick up a lot of plates thanks to the continued attention of Peyz towards the bot side of the map. So it becomes kind of a question, who has benefited more? Is it Team Mid who have a very fat Faker, or is it Team Bot that I think in the late game should definitely have an edge with a very straightforward front-to-back teamfight composition with a lot of built-in safety for Deft?
I swear, Viper is just having the best time ever, though. He feels like he's got all of this agency to start fights, to press buttons. Look at him. He's going once again. The knockout from BDD, who's now looking for that quickness. Gets it onto Deft. The teleport to come in from Clozer. Now Team Bot are just trying to get out of there. Clozer taking a lot of damage, though. The feathers get pulled back, and he's destroyed. Faker not quite there in time. As you can see, Viper is just trying to hoof it out of there. He's going to do so, aiming in the meantime with his static shiv, is trying to get some work done as Viper. He gets a knock up onto Faker. He's still going to go down, but the Q lands here from Peyz. Can they manage to get an answering kill is the question. Distortion comes in, but the chains will not land. The Sonic Wave will not land. But Faker is going the wrong direction, so he may still die. Some more shots landing, some Qs not, but I think that Faker is still big time dead. He's just trying his best to waste as much time as possible, and Viper's going to deliver the kill over to aiming, get himself an assist in the meantime. So, bot lane, back in the lead as far as gold, but it is not a considerable one, and Chovy might be able to extend mid's advantage by taking first turret.
Yeah, big thing there is that with Guma heading down, just, I think, as the plates were dropping. So there wasn't actually an opportunity for Chovy to get a lot going. Initially, this looked like an overextension. Karis and BDD are ready. And here, with Faker coming in, it looks like everything is fine, but Clozer crucially oversteps. Peyz and Deft set up a beautiful combo, kicks him back into the feathers, no counterplay there. And if Clozer plays that a little bit slower, I don't think you come back from that as Team Bot, right? They're able to play with a man up.
하람씨 먹어. 야, 밀어줄게. 밀어줄게.
Get the bounty. Yeah. Viper was delivering the kill over. He said, I'm going to push it in for you, and he manages to get himself an assist. And that is confirmation as well that Viper is indeed just having the greatest time. He's also playing incredibly well. Yes, he's died 3 times, the most out of anyone on the Rift, outside of Karis, who's even with him. But it just looks like he's really enjoying this. Hopefully he stays as AD carry, though. He's a fantastic AD carry player. But maybe this is his true calling. Maybe it is just support.
Oh, Clozer.
Okay, yeah, aiming, taking a bit of damage. Windwall going to be protecting Clozer for the moment.
Something's never changed as a rule. Peyz is spotted by Faker and BD. Faker indeed takes what is served up to him. Chovy is sitting at 174 CS at 15 minutes. So, you know, it doesn't matter if you're mid or top.
Surprise, surprise, everyone, as there's the last breath, the delivery, as aiming does flash the wall to get himself out of there. In the meantime, Chovy is getting to work on this Hextech Drake, second dragon of the game. This one will even out the Drake count between the 2 squads. Viper going to get knocked up. It's a headbutt down as well, as Deft is now here to get a bit of damage in, and he is the scary one, like you've already mentioned. He is really starting to stack up the gold. Flash out here from Clozer, not wanting to risk it against the kick flash opportunity of Peyz.
Yeah, that was a preemptive one. If he doesn't and Peyz kicks him back, I think the wave was also mostly gone, so it would have been kind of a disaster as... Oh, the combo?
Yeah, aiming, turning up. BDD was here this time, so Clozer is going to have a little bit more bravery to show here.
So initially it looks like that's a really good trade, but if he gets another Demolish proc, and maybe he doesn't even need that, this is great for Team Bot. Like, yes, they give up a single Drake, but the lead that Chovy had literally disappeared right there.
Yeah,
like, his bounty's gone. And Team Mid, I think, needs to go for these explosive plays if they want to match the inter-late game power of Team Bot. Now, they still have a lot of power in this composition. I don't think that the timer has quite run out for them, and there is still, particularly with that combo, always an opportunity to find your way back into the game. So Chovy's still in a great spot. But right now, I gotta say, for Team Bot, I think you're feeling pretty good. You're not that far behind. when it comes to objectives. On the opposite, you are 1-1 in Dragons, even in kills, and you got first turn blood. Chovy is proxying as Guma comes in.
Yeah, looking for an opportunity here as Chovy's going to absorb the CC, goes all out as well. And that is going to mean that he will stay alive. Does manage to absorb that one as well. Aiming, coming on over. Running out of buttons a little bit, but Faker is there with a barrel. And now we've got a quickness knock-up combo. Good use of the ultimate there from Deft to dodge the true shot barrage. But now that's on cooldown. Deft, which is a very Deft thing to do. Didn't use any summoner spells in that moment. Just the ulti. And that was going to be enough to keep him alive. Certainly good news. Rift Herald's going to be taken here by Peyz.
I gotta say though, Aiming, I know you're an AD carry. But you're also, now it's Clozer. Is he gonna, he's delaying.
This is looking like
on the way.
It's a difficult moment though here for him. Doesn't land. And that is going to be the kickback. Clozer is still alive though. Good double knock up. The last breath coming in. They get smashed down by the explosive cast from Faker. And there's the knock up. They do manage to kill Clozer in the end, but it could be more value here for Team Mid as they're chasing down Viper. This cow is pretty nimble though, and he's still looking to try and make his way out of here. He's going real quick. The grand entrance does not connect. Karis is landing mystic shots, but it may not be enough. The headbutt to Taxi. Faker is looking to come through, finds the smite. Deft is here though, and I think Viper's made the great escape. A teleport, the turnaround, the pulverized flash. And Faker is taking so much damage from the blade caller. Deft turns it around, the headbutt back. Free delivery to Deft for the double kill. Viper, I mean, we have voting for MVP towards the end of this. All the players that are playing are going to vote, and my vote, if I ever had one, 100% for Viper. He's playing so well.
That was two subsequent plays that looked like they were going to go one way and then completely flipped around. Here, Clozer not able to hit, crucially, I think, this knock up there. So it looks like he might end up going down, but there is no damage. Guma doesn't actually get the Q hit, and then the rest of the team arrives. Faker does an incredible amount of damage with BDD keeping him alive. Eventually, yes, they're able to get the kill, but now, on the follow-up of that, there is Viper's great escape and subsequent turnaround. Ultimate is up, so he knows.
Yeah, he's like, can we go? Ball flash, go, and I've got headbutt. Oh my goodness. In the meantime, Clozer is doing Yasuo things. He will go down towards the top side. BDD is going to quickly get himself out of there. Chovy is fighting Gumayusi yet again. We've seen this one before. Dashes forward, finds the knockback. Viper is in trouble once again. Or is he? Yes, he very much is. Q going to connect onto Faker though as Peyz is looking to try to get some revenge. Chovy's going to finish the job there towards the bottom side. Thanks Observers as Peyz continuing the onslaught. Chains going to connect onto BDD who doesn't have the ulti anymore. Is still going to be able to dash away. Q not going to be followed there by Peyz. Really good diligence there by the young player, of course. Not a lot of pro play Lee Sin experience, but still going to keep a level head.
And unlike last game, this game is back and forth. Yes, there is a small lead here for Team Bot, which might be getting worse and worse if they're able to get some of these side lane picks. With Clozer just a little bit too far out this time around. This is not Shiv, this is just straight up AD LeBlanc. Like,
so he's just
an AD carry.
Yeah.
But
fair.
Well, no, because now they're full AD. So it makes optimization for Team Mid a lot easier. And then the question becomes, does that matter? And I'm gonna say probably not with how a lot of these fights are playing out. It feels like both teams are just very happy to play very messy skirmishes as opposed to a more classic front to back. And right now, we do see though that Chovy is also keenly aware of this, and he's building just armor.
Yeah.
Because again, who's gonna match him? But RS carry's in a good enough spot. Yes, Faker is in a great position, but both Clozer and Karis definitely falling behind their counterparts here. As Viper, he's on a long flank.
This is a big mission. Gumayusi is extraordinarily tanky though. He can stand in the front here for quite some time. Does get knocked back. As now Faker, he knows the Viper's coming on over, spotted on a control ward as he can see, and Faker is looking for him. He gets smote. The rest of the buttons don't really land, and Viper is just going to hoof it out of there. Does so pretty comfortably, although the Ignite going to be used here. He's wanting to escape. The ulti comes in. There's the headbutt. Sorry, the pulverized. The headbutt going to be coming in next as the train lands. The station is bottom lane, but there's the combo! Knockup lands. Viper is alive for a long time, but it's not going to be enough. Knockup chain continues onto Gumayusi towards the bottom side. He's tanky, but I don't think he's tanky enough. The wind wall coming in for some reason, just for fun there from Clozer as Gumayusi is going to go down. And Team Mid finding a lot of value. Aiming has just decided that he's a split push machine, and that's kind of working. Manages to get an inner turret here, which is why you can see that Bot is still in the lead as far as gold is concerned. Another dragon, though, looking to be taken here by Team Mid, who are looking for the long game.
There are a lot of schools of thoughts when it comes to playing Sign. I'm glad to see that Gumayusi is adhering to the one where devs don't matter. As big win there for Team Mid, but with the push still going to the opposing team and then only giving up 2 kills, I'm not sure if it's enough. As we take another look here, I'm really happy to see Team Mid proactively make use of the power of this combo. But yeah, this teleport here, a little bit ill-advised. Already the Gumayusi attempting to pivot the play when the teleport is still available. This time it's Clozer joining the rest of his team as opposed to him getting picked off by himself. Able to chew through Guma, even with the healing that he's doing from his despair. Not quite enough. As
Chovy looking a little bit scary here, does manage to find himself the Q. That is going to get the last breath as Peyz just safeguards himself away. Aiming going to do the same thing with the distortion. Viper going to help keep himself alive, does flash. The cask there had the unbreakable will, so wasn't taking a lot of damage. Team Mid not able to find any success in the combo this time, but it might have gotten them enough cooldowns to look for a bit of a play. 24 minutes. And the Baron is on the table, but could be a scary option, especially with the game still relatively close.
Yeah, I wouldn't have minded if they started it up just to force maybe a teleport out of Guma. Now it is a Scion, so could have also just pressed his ultimate and then try and make his way over. Not going to be enough as, Team Bot looking maybe for a punish. They do have vision of the ward there.
Yeah, aiming was on vision itself, yeah.
And they actually started up. Karis going to scout this out, though.
Barrage does get vision.
Yeah, I don't think they really want to take this.
Gumayusi in mid lane. Chovy has found him, knows that he's pretty strong. And we know that as well. For that Q3 opportunity, decides that he wants instead to head back towards the rest of his team. And Team Mid, I think that baiting Baron is exactly what you want to be doing over and over again when you have those buttons up and available. Because I feel like that is their avenue to victory. It's like, try and find wombo combo teamfight. If teamfight do good, then kill Purple Worm, win game, right? Am I onto something there?
I think it's a good flowchart.
And I feel like Team Bot kind of want to just keep aiming in a side lane and get him to continue killing these turrets. He's got his Trinity Force completed.
He does. And I kind of feel like they put themselves in this position with the build that they've gone for. And to be fair, between LeBlanc and Gumayusi playing this Scion, you do have an incredible amount of turret pushing power. Scion, obviously, just with Demolish and his giant health pool, is able to chew through turrets relatively quickly. Then you also have aiming, and you have a lot of safety in the trio of Peyz, Deft, and Viper, so you can try and 1-for-1, but the engage, like snap engage on Team Mid, is so good. I feel like you're never going to be able to actually deny them the ability to start up fights. Because like you have Faker who can ult, Faker who can flash body slam, Chovy who can try and knock people back. And then BDD on the Rakan, right? So there are a lot of traps that are set up here for Team Bot. You can also just try to 5v5 anyway and not be bothered by the fact that they are very one-sided when it comes to their damage type.
And also, all of them probably have a fair bit of faith in what Deft can do. As you can see, Team Mid looking for that angle once again. Pulverize comes in, headbutt back onto BDD. The cast going to connect, but Viper, with that unbreakable will, is very tanky. Q going to land onto BDD, the teleport in from Gumayusi, but immediately he's down to 50% aiming over the wall, but can't really help out here as Chovy is just mincing this Scion, who wants to be tanky, but he's just not enough. Goes into zombie mode, not going to be really helping out here as aiming, just trying to be tricksy.
He's auto-attacking! Look at Chovy's build! doing nothing.
No, absolutely nothing. And now the turret going to be taken here in this mid lane. The map opening up now for Team Mid. As Viper going to have to get out of there. He has barely any health. Aiming can hold a wave. But you can see Team Mid are still pushing forward. They've got a whole bunch of minions, and that is 2 in a row. And that lead that Bot had, as far as gold was concerned, has now just evaporated. And it is nothing between these two squads. Aiming does clear out the wave.
Guma would have never done this to us if he was playing Cho'Gath. I'm just saying.
Very true.
Ooh, Aiming is drawing a lot of attention. And he might try to escape.
Or Karis might just kill him. We'll see. True Shot Barrage is going to miss.
Enough.
Does manage to get the Gromp onto him, maybe, as the minion is going to be taken down. Bot are going to try and use this, though, to take themselves a Baron. But Team Mid, they know exactly what's going on. Viper once again down extraordinarily low as BDD. With the quickness, he gets the Flash Grand Entrance. They're looking to take down the cover. Viper survives! And now Deft is looking for the autos. Knock-up is fantastic, but the wind wall position was good enough from Clozer. Peyz is just going to get destroyed as they find him. He's the straggler. Good timing by Deft on the Featherstorm. That is just going to put it on cooldown, and Mid, it's now their opportunity to go for this Baron.
Not sure what Peyz flash there was going to die nonetheless, but he knew if he dies, that is a free Baron here for Team Mid. We'll see if they have enough damage. Deft and Aiming both still alive. Maybe they can try and push them off of this.
Yeah, Windwall getting a fair bit of value. Tornado not really doing too much as now Chovy's looking to try and get them out of here. Aiming gets into that backline, but the Baron is secured by Faker. Good smite. Deft has to flash to get out of the way of Chovy. The headbutt to move Chovy back, but Viper looks like he's mincemeat for now. Clozer looking for that opportunity. He gets in there, and Team Mid are destroying them. Team fights are what this composition's built for, and they are winning them left, right, and center. Gumayusi down once again. And Team Mid with their Baron can really do some damage now.
Might be able to try and push for an end here. 30 seconds at least for Deft before he's back. No Guma. We'll see if they want to try and risk it. Team Mid all started with a teleport from Guma. And from there on out, it quickly snowballed. Peyz.
Oh, it looks for it. It doesn't quite get there. Karis, True Shot Barrage flying away, but it's more in celebration. Nexus turrets will be taken down, and Team Mid, I mean, there were some rough moments in this game, but in the end, they find those team fights they're looking for, and most importantly, they will find the Nexus, and they'll move on to the final.
And